You're starring as Akemi in Tetris, and you got to speak with her as part of your preparation. What did you learn from that conversation that you were able to bring to your performance?
アケミ・ロジャース役の、もうリサーチとして、直接彼女とお話できたとお聞きしたんですけれども、どんな経験でしたか？
It was a really big thing for me because it was such a wonderful opportunity to talk to like real Akemi Rogers,
Yeah.
and then I got a lot of sense from her. She was such a like classic lady who really supported her husband, and she had a lot of patience,
Mm.
and she had she has 4 kids. And then Hank was like all over the place, and then she has to take care of everything for him and for her and for her children. So like she has really she has a lot of patience, and she was such a classic lady to me. And I got a lot of sense from her, and I could just bring that into my character. So it was a really big thing for me.
When you're playing a real life woman, does that bring more pressure? How did that change your preparation?
I think this time it was much easier because I could talk to like real Akemi Rogers. If there is like imaginary character, I have to build like from the scratch. But there is actual people, existing people. So yeah, because I could talk to her, it made me really easier to like dig in the character.
Like you were saying earlier, now, Kemi is this amazing woman who supports her husband through thick and thin. Who were the women in your own life who shaped the storyteller that you are today? And did you channel them into your performance?
他に、はい、大丈夫です。アケミ・ロジャースを演じることにあたって、自分の周りの女性をモデルにした方々っていますでしょうか？
Oh, that's a good question. I think it's my mother. Because she was an actress when she was young, and when she turned to 30, she just quit and she become like housewife, and she supports her husband. My father is like a rock and roll star in Japan. So he's like he's a crazy one, but my mom always supported him, and they are still together right now.
You and Taron have such incredible chemistry. How were you able to build the dynamic needed between your two characters?
We didn't talk a lot about like the relationship between how wife and husband, but what we thought the most important thing that we have in common was a connection between Taron and me, and we didn't talk about much about the connection, but every time he felt like there's no connection between us, we would go through our lines together like over and over, and until we find a connection. And once we found one, we just Taron would say like, let's just do it, let's shoot this scene, and then we could just jump right into the scene. It was such a privilege to be able to work with him.
And this is also your international feature debut. Congratulations, by the way. Did anything surprise you about the experience? What did you learn about your craft?
What surprised me the most was the process of the blocking. The process of blocking. Okay, I'm gonna explain it in Japanese because this is really difficult for me to explain. So can you tell Junko to him? Yeah, I'm gonna in Japanese. So 日本のブロッキングって段取りって言うんですけど、日本の場合はセットに役者が入る前に大体のブロッキングっていうのが決まっちゃってるんですね。でも、
いいですか？そこでちょっと区切って。はい。So in Japan on a set, before the actors actually arrive on set, they already know the blocking by the time they get to the actual set. どうぞ。
だからフィルムクルーが大体の動きっていうのをもう決めてあって、そこに役者が入っていくっていう形なんですけど、このテトリスのプロダクションでは役者と監督がまず最初に現場に入っていって、でそこで入念なこうリハーサルというか会話を固めてからフィルムクルーもどうぞ入ってきてくださいっ って言って、私たちがこう、フィルムクルーの前でパフォーマンスをするっていうプロセスだったんですね。
So the blocking's already understood. So in Japan, the film crew already knows the actors' movements before they even get on set as well. But in the case of Tetris, first the actors and directors would do their own private rehearsal, and then the crew would come in and do essentially, a performance just for the crew, and then they know what they're doing, and then they get each department gets to their own work based on what they see.
で、それをやることに関してやっぱり自分たちが役者としてこのチームにすごくこうなんていうのかなそのチームの一部なんだっていうことを改めてすごく感じましたね。すごい効率的なやり方だなって思って、これは日本でもやっぱり学ばなきゃいけないことだなと思いました。
So I really felt that process really it was very equal participation for any filmmaker on that set, and I really felt like I was part of the team. So I think that's that way would be something I think that would be effective in Japan as well to bring it over to Japan.
I've got one final question for you. I know that you got to see the film at South by Southwest. What was that experience like? And you gave such a standout performance in this film. Is there a scene in particular you're really excited for audiences to see?
South by Southwest でテトリスをご覧になった時にどういうお客さんもいるのでどういう感想ですか？で、あとは映画の中でこのシーンは自分にとって特に好きだったシーンってありますか？
Oh, when I was at South by Southwest, it was my first time walking on the red carpet, and it was my first time to see the movie with the audience, and it was like everything was new to me. But compared to Japan, the audience in America was like laughing during the movie, clapping hands during the movie, and it was like I was so overwhelmed by the energy of the audience. And the part I liked the most in this film is the ending. The ending was such a heartwarming ending.